Welcome back to the Whiskey Couch with me, Gustav Miller, your host, and of course today's whiskey, a Kentucky Bourbon, Elijah Craig 12-year-old straight Kentucky Bourbon from the USA. This whiskey distilled at the Heaven Hill Distillery, which is in Kentucky, and it is family owned and family operated. Founded in 1953. Beautiful dark copper color, almost a tawny color. Wonderful bourbon from America. This 12-year-old whiskey was discontinued last year in 2016, and the new range now is the Elijah Craig small batch, which it also says here it's the 12-year-old small batch, but the new range is without the 12-year-old, so a no age statement whiskey from here on forward. And this whiskey named after the Baptist preacher who is considered in a certain sense the father of bourbon, in that he matured his whiskey way back 100, 200 years, I can't remember how long ago. He matured his whiskey in oak barrels damaged by fire, and then afterwards realized that that was very good for the flavor of the whiskey. So it became, since then, a tradition and a normal standard practice to mature whiskey in charred American oak barrels. So the inside is charred, which caramelizes the natural sugars and oils of the wood, making more flavors available to be deposited into the whiskey once it gets matured in those barrels. Bottled at 47% ABV or 94 proof. So a bit higher than normal. Beautiful color. In the literature it says melted sugar. For me it is somewhere between burnished gold and tawny, between burnished gold and tawny color. So quite dark, almost there somewhere in the color chart, or on the color chart. On the nose, for me, of course, this is one of the best noses in aroma profiles that you can get from a bourbon. It's rich, it's dark, it's toffee. There's a candy sweetness from the corn. Stewed fruits, vanilla, caramel. It's an extremely complex nose with layers and layers of aromas. Brown sugar, caramel. A little bit of resin and solvent. Charred oak. And even a bit of banana somewhere in the background. Small batch, of course. If it says that on the bottle, it means less than 100 barrels of whiskey. And traditional bourbon, as it says on the label there, means that the mash bill consists of between 70 and 80% corn, and the rest is made up of rye and malted barley. Warm, full-bodied, creamy. The sweet corn syrup is almost chewable, with vanilla, some salted caramel. This is one of my favorite bourbons. It's a powerful bourbon. It's a complex bourbon. Stewed apples, stewed fruit carried from the palate, from the nose straight through to the palate. Some spice, some nuts. Almost butterscotch. Some interesting information on the label at the back that I would like to read. It says here, perfection takes time. And Elijah Craig has made it worth the wait. 12 years in the making, fresh limestone spring water, and a special yeast recipe that's been a family secret for generations. These are just some of the reasons why Elijah Craig, true small batch bourbon, before the term even existed, is considered one of the world's great bourbons. The finish is long. It's a full bodied, it's a warm finish. It stays with you, it lingers. The creaminess lingers, the bourbon vanilla and the toasted spices, it just lingers. It just stays with you all the time. If you want to pair this with a food snack, something that works well with this bourbon is popcorn or caramel coated popcorn. And you can even try hard or mature cheese. But for today, I've got caramelized nuts. So I would like to connect with the caramel notes in the flavor profile and the nuttiness that comes with this. So you take your sip of whiskey, coat your mouth, and then enjoy the pairing snack. And then another sip, mix it in. There's not even words to describe it. It's just a marriage in heaven as everything just gels in your mouth. The nuttiness, the caramel, the sweet corn syrupiness, and the creaminess of the bourbon. I will be able to carry on enjoying this for a very long time, and it's a very good idea if you want to impress some friends. Do a whiskey tasting and pairing. Get a nice bourbon like this Elijah Craig, few caramelized nuts, and have some fun with friends. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you again soon with more whiskey tasting and more pairing and reviews to come. Cheers.